Well, I be like, jumping up, I be like, shine. Evet, Peru'dan bir sporcuyla karşılaştık. Özlediğimiz Fransız Anne. Brother, I got banned? Bro. Alright, we're gonna take a we're gonna take a break. I think yeah, it's been 55 minutes and 30 seconds, so let me open Twitch real quick. Let me pause this timer. Alright. Volk, yo, how do you have patience to play this much chess? Are you playing any tournaments too soon? Bro, Volk, I don't know if you're still here, but I was gonna play a thing, bro. What is it called? I was gonna play the Washington International, but I decided not to go, bro. I decided not to go because I was like, let me train instead. Because I don't feel like I'm in good form and I don't want to go and have a bad tournament. And I also don't want to mess up routine a little bit. I'm trying to get into routine, so I didn't want to mess it up. So, yeah, bro, that's how it is. But if you're going, good luck, brother. Good luck. I'm gonna go get water real quick. I'll be back. Give me like 1 second left. Let me pause this time. Let's pause this. All right, let's go. OTB is the best. Nah, bro. I gotta crash dummy. I gotta train, man. I know OTB is the best, but I'm gonna go to university soon in like 20 days. So before I go to uni, I wanna get locked in a little bit more. I'm gonna have so much chess when I go to university, so I'm not worried about OTB too much. So it's gonna be good. At my university in the area, there's gonna be so many tournaments. So that's why I'm not too worried about the thing right now. I just want to get in some good training. So all right, I'm gonna get water. I'll be back. Maybe like 2 minutes. Let's. Oh shoot. Crash Dummy. Are you in the collegiate tournaments, bro? Do you play? Uh, I'm not aware of the collegiate tournaments, but I'm assuming I'll get involved once I'm there. But let's see. I was gonna go get water, and then I saw some milk, and then I was like, hot chocolate sounds really nice. No? Okay. Hopefully though, hopefully. Alright. Let's get this party started. I'm playing on my alt account, and normally I wasn't gonna live stream, and I was just gonna record a video, and I was gonna play training games on my main account. But then I was like, all right, I want to stream, and I'll just play random openings, and so I'm on my alt account, and we're trying to get my rapid rating up. Anyways, let's continue. Let's continue. Oh, and my ban is over. I got banned for aborting too many games. It's a joke. The last time that happened to me was like 2 years ago. All right, let's get this party started. Start the timer, and let's play. What do I want to play? Let's play E4, E4. All right, let's go. Low key, I want to play Vienna Gambit. It's been a minute since I've played this. Oh, he takes. No way. What are we doing? What am I doing? Oh my days. Do I go here or here? Oh my god. That one hurt my soul. That one really hurt. Okay. Let's play king here. E5. Okay, hold up. Let me think. Alright. Let's play king E2. Oh my god, this hot chocolate is too good to be true. I'm gonna trade off queens here because I'm pretty confident I should be able to win the endgame. The C4 here. Hit the pawn. Play here actually instead. Place here, I play here. He's trying to take the pawn here. Let's just defend. I already really like my position because it looks like we're gonna get back the pawn. He can take and then g5, but I don't know. Take. Oh, he doesn't even bother. Okay. Now I think I'm just completely better. Okay. I like this. Bishop g5, h6, h3, take. Let's play h3 because I want to induce takes. He does not want to take. Okay, take here. What about knight g5? Rook f8. e5, take. Knight h4. Bishop h2, g4. Looks solid to me. Oh, wait. I think there was a tactic. No, it doesn't work. Does it? Take and then take? No, it doesn't work. This guy's scared of me. I can tell by the way he's playing. Like, he's just scared. Like, he's just really scared. Did I just blunder? Should be fine. Not the cleanest, to be honest. If he comes here, it's a blunder. He has to move his knight. Probably somewhere like this. Wait, what? He just hangs his knight? Take? Is there any checks? One check. It's not convincing enough. Oh, shoot. Wait. I saw a4. No, it doesn't work. a3 and it's over now? Or a4? a3, a4. And it's all over. And it is all over, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just gonna trade everything off. The horrendous position. The opponent just gave me a knight and then now it's over. Not a fork. It's a fork. There's bishop b2, but I don't really mind. You can take, and then I'll take. Okay, he finds it. Oh, shoot, there's a fork. Oh my days. Let's see if he sees it. He sees it. That was very sloppy by me. That was very sloppy by me. Oh, that is so bad. I I like where this has please blunder the rook. Okay, he doesn't blunder. Reverend. Oh my god, I've managed this so horribly. There it is, okay. He blunders the rook. Very unfortunate from his side of he played a he played an amazing game until right there. Unfortunate. Tough loss for the opponent. Really tough. It is what it is. I don't really feel any sort of way. Not the best game by me, to be honest. Okay, we get a serious opponent here. Oh, he leaves. Very unfortunate. He was 22. Damn it. I wanted to play that guy. I don't want to play this. Please don't ban me. Oh, I'm not banned. Okay, perfect. All right, we get Diaz. I think he played it wrong. Am I tripping? I do not remember the variation like this. It's takes first. Take. What about here? Here, here. I think he did misplay this. Did we just transpose into the variation? Oh, I messed it up. There's bishop b4. Oh, that's wicked. Alright, it's whatever. We should be fine anyways. I messed up the variation. I remember wrong. Ah, unfortunate from my point of view, but I've literally. Oh my god. Oh, that was a horrendous mistake by the opponent. G6 is enormously wrong. Center closed, pieces not developed. I'm just gonna steamroll him. Like literally steamroll him. This is way too fast. Oh no, and he lets me get it? What? Take, knight of... What? Take? Take? Queen g6? He lost. It's over. Can I play? Oh no, I can't. Okay, bishop g6 is just over. I don't know what he was thinking. Take, check, only move, check, check here. I don't even have to calculate the rest, but um, check here, rook here, and it's over. Okay, I have to be careful for like rook, queen here, but king g1, queen d4, king h1, and oh, that's a smart move. He wants to play this. Can I play this then? Oh, that's really smart. Does it work though? I don't think it works. Like it's aesthetic, but what? It's over. Pin here, I threaten like mate attacks, queen b6, knight king here, and then I threaten the bishop. This is horrendous. Like h4, h5, and he instantly crumbles. This is the problem with the French. Like, if you want a cramped position, the counter attack. Like he wins 2 pawns, and I think he left right now. Yeah, he left the game. No way he's gonna make me wait 2 minutes. That's evil, bro. That's annoying. Don't be like this guy. Resign when you understand that you lost. Resign the game. Don't be like this guy. All right. Well, since this guy left, oh, he's back. Okay. Oh, he's back. Well, I can win back all my material now, but let's see. There's queen here. I can take two. Take. But then there's this. Anne! Yok anne ben içmeyeceğim. Yeah, and it's all over. What a counter attack, though. That was actually beautiful. What a game. King F1 and it's all over. Wow. I'm pretty proud of the counter attack, but it was all because of G6. I mean, I shouldn't have lost both pawns in the opening, but he didn't utilize it. He played A6. Okay, he gets a little bit of counterplay, but nothing, nothing out of the ordinary. If he plays Queen F4, Rook here, and if he plays here, can I play F5? Okay, F5 and it's over. There's no checks. Okay. All right, let's prove it now. I'm not calculating here, but he goes into checkmate anyways. Okay. So what did I? Okay, this is one of the first like. Well, I can't call it too serious because of the way the opponent played it, but knight a4 c3. Oh, it's b4 immediately. I think I analyzed this before. Oh, I did analyze this before. Oh my God, I remember analyzing this. I forgot about this though. I can't even lie. Okay, so queen b6, a4. Here, c3. What's the main move? b6. And bishop e2. Interesting. I thought it was oh, so it's equal. Yeah, queen c2 was wrong. I should have played something like this. No, 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 no. Okay, h4 immediately. Okay. I mean, I got the counterplay. He instantly messed up, so it's whatever. Oh, there's a rapid arena. Oh, I want to join this. 10 rapid games, brother. All right, what should I play? Let's play b5. Do you think he finds this? You know what? I'm gonna purposefully go into a worse position. If he finds e4, he finds it. If he doesn't, I don't really care. Even if he finds it, I don't care. I'm gonna purposefully go into a. Okay, he doesn't find it, and now it's just equal. That's kind of funny, actually. Okay, wait. How should I play this? Let's do this and then e5. I like this. I want to go into an endgame like this. I don't know about that, to be honest. Am I tripping or is this just losing? Queen a4, knight c6. Yeah, this is just completely wrong. Yeah, okay, so we win a pawn immediately. And then if he plays this, I win this. Oh my God, what a horrible start. It's literally been not even 60 seconds and he's already losing. And now he just choked even more. Wait, he just blundered his queen. Bro, what are we doing? Oh my days. This cannot be real. What am I playing? Queen b5, knight c3, queen d6. Okay. And what's the main move? g3 apparently. This looks rather comfortable. Alright, I mean, that was way too fast of a game. I just beat this guy. Bro, I'm playing the same exact guy. I just beat him. He's playing the same moves. We're playing the same exact opening. Let's see if he learned anything. Bro, oh my God, this cannot be real. Oh, I'm gonna steamroll this guy. Do I let him take here? I have a feeling I should let him take. Oh my God, I'm gonna steamroll him. Okay, actually, I'm getting a little cocky here. This is a little bit overconfident for me, if I do say so myself. How should I go about things here? Let's just play Queen e7. Let's just play some calm chess. I don't want to. I'm trying too hard. I need to slow down. All right, let's just play knight b7, knight f6. All right, yeah. If he takes e4, If here, we'll see how it pans out. Play six. Do I take with the rook? I think I should take with the rook, just to double stack. I'm gonna take with the rook. We have the bishop pair now. We shouldn't be worse at all. I really don't. Okay, I should probably take now. Wait, is there not just take now? No, no, there's this. What about? Okay, let's do this. If this is dependent. Uh, wait, is there not a rucksack? Take here, check here. I feel like there's a rucksack. What if I bring my other rook here? Take, take, check, take here, here. Here, here. I can probably win this, but this is a little more like gambling. Let's just play a calm B6. No! Oh my god, I just choked. Oh my god, this is horrifying. Alright, we're down a rook, lads. Against the guy we just steamrolled. Alright, now we're gonna have to really try hard. Okay, I'm gonna try and force it. I don't want to draw this guy though. Like I feel like I can just beat him down a rook also. Okay, let's do this. But he just has check. Alright, let's just bring the queen over. Alright, I feel like we're gonna still win anyways. Okay, because like our position, okay, we're down a rook, but like it's not that bad. I am also a little bit coping, but you have to cope in these type of positions. Can I play queen h5? Oh wait, is there not just this? Here, here. Okay. This is rather annoying. Let's just pull back. It's okay. I have a feeling I'm gonna still steamroll him. I don't know if that's a little airy, but let's see. Okay, he's this is gonna get sketchy. What? I don't know about queen e4. I don't know about queen e4 because now it looks like it's over. Oh no. I think it's over now. Take here, here. I think he just choked the game here. Is there this? No, there isn't. Yeah, he's choking. He choked. I think this is over. I think it's over. I'm trying to figure it out exactly. Uh, if he tried this, this doesn't work at all. Queen drops at minimum. Okay, I gotta stop blundering though, because I might be able to get away with it in this game. But knight h2, knight h2 is such an annoying move. If there was no knight h2, I win the game. There's knight to h2. Oh my god, that's so absurd. Okay, so bishop g6, king h2. What about e4? And then here, how do I finish this? I can't sack material. Or can I? Rook f2? What if I play a4? I'm gonna play a5, a4 just to get the queen off this diagonal. And if you go somewhere like this, now the difference is after take, 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 there's no knight h2 because of queen c3 or queen a3. It's a very important detail. He probably won't notice. He might think I'm just trying to like make a move because I don't know what to do. Like he might think that. Let's see. Oh, I need to change the song. Oh, he didn't notice, I think. Here, he didn't notice. All right, boys, we're in. We're in. The castle must burn. No, 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 no. Lads, it's over. Oh my God. No, I lost. I'm sleeping, yeah? No. There's just queen e8. What is he looking at? Queen e8 is just over. Oh my god, I'm gonna lose so much rating. Alright, lads. The guy we just steamrolled. Oh my god. Yeah, I got cocky. I got cocky for sure. Was there ever a win here? Could I have sacked? If he plays if he plays queen c3, I can take. Apparently knight here. And this is fine. Holy. Alright, yeah, that was just way too confident from my side. Low key. Alright, let's go into the tournament. Alright, we get am I missing something? Knight b3, knight f6, and then take. Yeah, he missed it. He just realized. He just realized. And it's all over. No way I just blunder back. I just blunder back the piece. Oh my god. I'm actually about to start crying. Oh, this cannot be. What do I do? Do I sack the queen? I feel like I could, but there's no need. Brother, how am I getting keyed by this guy? He's just full keying and I can't do anything. I'm literally getting full keyed. And now he takes here. Oh, I just lost. Bro, what is this demon, bro? How am I getting... Oh, hell no. How am I getting keyed by a... I'm so confused. This guy joined a week ago? Brother, get me out of here. He played a6, b5, bishop b7, and c5. Wow. He just lost the game, by the way. I don't know how he's gonna defend this. Rook C8, D5, Rook C8. What a. Pushing with the stone, why? Then I will tell you today, this is sign. This time it was so unexpected. Last time it was the drugs he was lacing. All legends falling or making. Sorry, true for dying young. Baby, you. 22 love, we make it past 21. I've been doing do a paranoid. Yeah, you forgot. Yeah, that's the way we live now. Yeah, hold on, just give me out. You know, that's see you die. Yeah, I'm trying to do. I'm trying to be. I'm trying to taste you. I'm trying to believe. I'm trying to change the world. I got answer to the question, but this time I'm gonna call. You have to make the feeling of eternity the ruins of sun. This time it was so unexpected. Last time it was the truth to the to me. All legends go on the making. Sorry, true. I am feeling. How to finish my water? When did I finish? Oh my days. We just steamrolled this guy. Alright, lads. Nice little Sicilian. No, I just hung my knight. Ha ha. Brother, why? Can I even win this? Oh my god, how do I hang my knight? Alright, we're not gonna. I'm vibing out way too much. Holy moly, I just hung my knight. Alright, we're doing tactics after this. This is enough. Oh my god. Like, what am I doing? Alright, we're gonna play like Starfish, lads. Just because we're down material doesn't mean we can't win the game. Alright, we're gonna cast with play. There's still chance here. Alright, there's still hope because he's playing passively. He's gonna give us chances, I feel like. Oh, that's way too slow, my friends. That is way too slow. I'm already knocking. Is it too slow actually? They I have to play this. Am I too slow now? Well, it doesn't matter because I can't trade. Like I have to let him do it. Or else his bishop. I guess his bishop is free anyways. Oh wow, that's really bad. That's a really horrendous move. Let's play a4. Let's take. That doesn't stop anything. Yes, it does. You never know. Wait, what? Break one though. All right, lads. We're gonna lock in. All right. We go up 600 points. Can't really see your game, bro. But okay. All right. We're gonna what is it called? All right, let me put on a podcast real quick, lads.
makes sense there. And again, snapshot times, 6 months, 12 months, it'd be different. But what's interesting is on a coding side of things, it's probably way more capable than the writing side. And that's because code itself, there's a lot, it's a lot easier to come to an objective conclusion. So thing did go well, thing did work, thing didn't work, button appeared, button didn't appear. Whereas with writing, it's so much more around text. It's so much more subjective. So it's harder to almost give the feedback. It's interesting that you wouldn't, that argument there, you would just possible for writing versus having an LLM that's but what would be interesting in theory, it's quite easy to do. So has anybody done that? Probably. But it's still, even when I'm giving it great writing, it can't. The physics that it's not just here is good writing, but inside of that writing means, and the way that it understands what the work is like in the writing, bigger corpus that it has outside of it. So it's a little bit like saying, but he's running into a 35 mile an hour headwind. Like, regardless of how great trying to push forward, I think that you're always going to be working against this. Like, but simple. I'm sorry, like, arduous but simple. Just weighted toward great pieces of work. It's not arduous. Sound like a true Roman stance. Question. Question. What man could get the most house if he gave it the invite? That's philosophers have pondered this question for hundreds, if not thousands of years, Christopher. So the real philosophical insight that's plaguing the industry is alive composed to his address right now. Right. Who do you give for? You need international appeal. Yeah. You probably need to do a little bit older, bigger town. Yeah, yeah. Population. Yeah, we get aging population. Yeah, aging population means that the range 35 is probably going to struggle. Anyone under 35 is going to struggle. I think that you're going to want as a mid 50s, 60-year-old woman. I don't know whether you probably don't want to be rich. I think six getting on the bus, getting on the 59 bus to go to my house. So my calls on this, I think it's the Queen. Leonardo DiCaprio. Trying to think about who the pop star was. I think Drake would probably do the least damage. I don't think so. He has done a lot of times. Yeah, I thought so. How about money on Brad? I think it's very hard to fight against Brad. And watch the Intel, Microsoft. It's I think 10 years ago. I think you're correct, but I think you're going to be looking at a little bit more later. I think David Beckham's probably the Apple star. Been around for a while. It, and it, I think Beckham's actually more global because you've got to. That's right. What was the last thing that David Beckham did that was globally recognised? He turned on the World Cup recently. He's in every single level. But I don't think. I also think DBEX D7 still has quite a clean image, whereas it doesn't. No, definitely not. I think less than DiCaprio. DiCaprio's really connected to the stock market. But I don't think that you're right about David Beckham. I don't think that you're going to get it. I don't think he's going to reach out into the Netherlands. Brad Pitt would. I think that you get. I think David Beckham's going to nail it. I think he's going to absolutely crush it. It's that kind of sports crazy. I don't think. And you look at the Standard League and the Qatar World Cup. I think the English accent still goes a long way, my friend. I just don't think it's going. We can agree to disagree. I do think there's that but it's very much leading the challenge. Timothy Chalamet, you know, he's currently private because he's in a committed long-term relationship as well. And it's not necessarily about quite how yeah, it's been very established for quite a long time. I think that's right countries. And people really care about success and focus. If you just break it with the fascinating philosophical most one question about time. 95% of people don't dopamine websites like friend of degree menus, read reviews, fill shopping carts, and even track a current not actually place an order. There are also virtual smoke breaks where users travel amongst chat rooms and socialize with strangers. People figure out. The idea is simple. Get the familiar dopamine hit. That's many money into other impulsive habits. It's all that. And I think a big argument you'll see online is spending Raspberry happen in the West. And I think it's a little bit of a coin toss. Sometimes it's ahead of us. Sometimes it's just I forgot which Facebook product manager was talking about they released a new feature and they tested on it. Frenzy reaction. You know, we have to launch this new feature immediately. And the amount of times they'll then test it for less than and it wouldn't and do tests. Stop doing tests for letting users on it. And phone usage. Spend so much more time. So it's just where is it like one thing that's secrets ahead versus where is it just a cultural thing? Do you ever hear the conference spontaneous lists? Look, Jérôme Montaigne's philosophy. A French philosopher would be fascinating to get his perspectives on the but Montaigne used to have should for receptor history. Just largely made up. It's largely social contagion. So some of my so when it's normal to throw mainstream your body, but shade everything on the left. When he was unattractive, so they purposely get that left. So it's an edge. You're supposed to kill your own father. When your father gets started saying, right, another one of Montaigne's lists you're supposed to chop up the dead, grind them into wine, and then drink them on the day of feud. See, you have I'm sure you didn't further conscious for the weddings to that how many spreads sleep with bride. Generally, it's quite common in the northeast of England. But example, more and more and more and more. Example like that, just on the mirror, himself, advertisements in, so he's collecting. He is conscious that we would find funny that they're not different ones. Whatever it is that you think is normal is just consensus because of where you are. Do you want a list of? I was thinking, okay, let's say one way you talk about writing this chapter recently. So let's say one time you came back to the but what's normal today? So normal 10 teaspoons of sugar per day. Normal as $755 left. Normal is £30 of quantity. Normal average is less than fast. £90,000 of their money will disappear. Normal stays on for 23.3 hours per day. Normal spends more time than exercising. Normal hasn't finished a work on this topic. Normal experiences under 10 minutes per day in time. was trolling social media. But more time on the toilet than the next time. But then there's always questions around that, and you end up netting it. When you begin to look at it's this is it's not it's a big you actually the 1830s in Massachusetts, beings were so common and strange that a man named Joseph Parker was trying to forcibly shave him, but he fought them up with a knife and was in prison for a month. He refused to pay his fine or court fees. So gave him the excuse to create an almost unshattered food stuff. Oh, wow. The rights to a full meaning of a man who was attacked at jail due to his facial. So saying that's a great. One of the things that everybody practiced actually they will become normal in the West because it's normal in the East. Well, I've yet to see like what my filming yet to see that fully take on absolutely it's live Twitch. Live streaming, yes. Well, actually, live shopping. Sorry, live shopping. Um, IRL streaming feels like a one that people are walking about, sometimes causing nuisance, doing predators things. I imagine that they don't because a good bit of Asian feels like it's the monoculture. Like you don't want to disrupt. But you've seen the Japanese. And I've been on the phone to a friend who lives in Japan. The side of the subway, waiting at the terminal. Then he'll tell me, look, I'm just about to get off. Can you answer? He won't even whisper. So I'll be talking to him for 3 minutes. Then he'll get off and I'll talk back to him. That's how he's not native Irish. And that's how much reverence people have, just complete silence. So then when you're not that, not even whispering, not even talking to each other. Wow. Crazy. You know, I didn't know that. It's interesting how much it's just postcard. Oh, it's so much of it's ecology, right? And that's the reason why changing your environment is like, if you miniature gyms over the last 6 months, and just a different routine. It didn't change me as a person, but it changed the way my day was shaped. But actually, my routine is less. But if I change when we go and do them, that alters my life. So, what do you think from stuff that's happened in Asia? Boobas, Asian, they look like they are. What's the big? It's these little stuffed animals. They were used in collection of stuffed animals. And people were queuing up for ages to get a key ring. Collect those. It's funny how when being in the West, it's Asia. Same way, I always find it absurd when somebody talks about Europe. Obviously, Brexit, so we're no longer in Europe. But the idea of Asia is this place or Africa. It's like to Europe. What the fuck does that mean? But because we're so far away, we don't think of Asians. It's one big hegemon. There seems to be a recurring method into our geography, which is you've been to two places get on with one another, but historically, it's the opposite. The opposite. I laugh whenever I interact with French, but we are absolutely distracted. Fundamentally, it's hard to find a culture as different, I would say, yeah, than French. We're next door neighbours. Yeah, we are. But I mean, speaking of something that's great, you, you would know. You would know. You would understand. Yeah, I don't know about the Asians. I definitely know there's a lot of stuff. You can buy used period pads. Flow. I think some ladies had menstrual item in a little, it comes in a little Pokeball like that. I guess Steven's bag inside the Pokeball. Don't think that's new anytime soon. Yeah, there are some areas. It's kind of impressive. California's gay certification. California is pressuring public utilities for special contracts to LGBT-owned firms to qualify gay certification program. Facing for human by 2022, the California Public Utilities Commission annual revenues exceeding $25 million. Businesses. 0.5% procurement in 2021, 1% 23, 1.5% and beyond. If large CPUC regulations in 2024, they would have spent $633 million to LGBT-owned firms. Scheme raises an honest question. Why is officially gay? Supply agreement certifies firms for the CPUC program features applicants can secure certification by providing a letter from attesting to their sexual preferences, proof that a newspaper identified them as LGBT, or 3 letters from acts written on company letterhead attesting to their homosexual preferences. Corporate officials who falsely represent their business. Clearinghouse also accepts gay certification letters from the National LGBT Commerce. Chamber has its own list of accepted documents, including human resources complaints or police records claiming certification is a journey, not a destination. Wow. Think you'd be able to pull off seen through $633 million? What percentage do you need to get? Yes. You need to be gay. You don't oh, okay. No, fuck. Yeah, exactly. But you also need to be gay as well. So if you're not gay, you don't get it. If you're not gay, you don't get it. It should be diverse. So these companies actually, one of the best ways to do this would be to get this incentive to hire C-suite executives. Unlock an awful lot of CPUC funding in California. And County Jail. That's real founder mode, right? To if you get power bottom your way to the town. You either get funds by investors or get funds by but like it's I don't know man. Is that all real? That's real. That's lie to you. Where do I get this from? City Journal.com. There it is. Cite California's gay certification program. It's pressuring utilities to award $633 million. For LGBT diversity and utilities. I'm trying to think that you can arbitrage the hell out of this. People say how much we have. If the number is less than $633 million. What else you got? You got some stuff? Do you bring anything from home? Yeah. As always. My bag of cash is getting away. Any other news? Shopify powers 10% of all e-commerce companies in 41. What's the case? That's Shopify.com. That's one story of a Spanish chicken farmer. One oil. It's part of World War One, and he's essentially a failed chicken farmer, manager of a one-star hotel before bankruptcy, and he's after a new job. Streets of Madrid, takes a right, goes into the British Embassy, and says, "I want a job at MI5 to help classes." And MI5, what the embassy sort of say, "Okay, how do you put that in practice? And we'll to you, which is the British way of saying, get fucked. So he leaves the building, comes back, walks across, goes into the embassy, says, I want a job there, my 5. They ask him to leave. Ask him.
He's just like walks across the street, etc.
No, these multiple, like, full of time. He's walking along, and he decides, he walks up steps. This time, he goes to the German embassy, and he goes, I want a job for the Nazis to spy on. The Nazis bang him up, and he talks about his love for the Führer, the love, his new inspired hatred for Great Britain. The Nazis giving him little tasks, and he keeps proving himself. Learns how to visit, ends up recruiting multiple agents inside of Great Britain. So he builds his way up, and then walks back the street of Madrid, goes to the British Embassy, and said, I now want to MI5 because I'm one of the most valuable spies. Rejected, rejected, rejected. It was like, okay, I'll take matters into my hands. So he then becomes the most valuable spy or 2. He builds up a network of 27 something inside of Britain that the Nazis believe are true. It's all his own imagination. All these different agents that he would bring stories with. So much so when he arrived, the MI5 called it Darlo, because Darlo at the time was the most famous actress in the world.
Greta Garbo.
Yes, named after for his acting skills. So, Juan Poyol, the Spanish chicken farmer, the most important moment in World War II was D-Day. So as D-Day was happening, Juan gave strong faith. He convinced them that D-Day was going to happen. Calais. So Himmler was they thought what was going to happen in Calais, so they then slowed down most of the island. D-Day happens. And Juan was so convincing, even when he spent reports that Hitler gave him the Iron Cross. So he's the he had both an Iron Cross from Hitler and an MBE from yeah, which was tragic though. So they say that when it comes to D-Day, most important day of World War II, the 3 most important people were Eisenhower for the US, I think Montgomery, who looked after the Great Britain, and Poyol, the Spanish chicken farmer. They're the 3 most important people to the impact. This guy who gets these double awards ends up dying in 1949, Mozambique, to malaria. And in the 1980s, 3 of the agents that worked in the so they're all in their like late 80s now, and they're talking about the war. They're in this former little intelligence pub, and they're chatting about the war, and they're having a few drinks, and they have this kind of confused look on their face. This old guy's walking towards them, and they get more and more confused with their face. And then this 80-year-old man comes by, breaks down in tears, crying, and they go, it can't be. It's supposed to be dead. So his final last act in 1949, and he lived in a bookstore in Venezuela. So the Nazis
That's insane.
Spanish chicken farm.
Was he really worried about Nazi retribution in 1949?
Yes.
Were the Nazis still going around and chasing?
In Venezuela, there's a lot of Nazis in South America.
Yeah, but if you're not going to fucking Venezuela, supposedly called area in Africa, sure.
Right. But in 1949, hindsight, at the time, there were still millions of Germans that served Nazis still alive. Yeah, there was lots of Nazi talents.
They would want refugees for people that it's. I guess I don't know.
The most impactful manager of the if there's one person they're going to try and kill.
Yeah, that's true. After they lost, I don't know how quickly.
This I was listening to Finn versus History, and they was talking about how when after the Nazis commit the Holocaust, I think they were banned from international games for 4 years. But when Liverpool had the fans died, they were banned for 6 years. It's like it's not scale accordingly. Yeah, 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 yeah. Now that's unbelievable amount of agency. I suppose to be a guy that wants a job badly, that you take the opposite job to get the first job. It's just as well that you didn't want to work for MI5, because if you didn't, you'd just been a great asset to the Nazis. But it's having that level of theory of mind of this person want that would make me completely invaluable. Because it there's this myth that, oh, if you've been rejected, just keep going. And inside of their head and think how they think. Yeah, yeah. I think is it time to push or is it time to pivot? It's kind of the age-old question. You turned into a new one. All right, so that's your story time. It's a new segment. It's fine. Sharvaj Parapetya. Are you familiar with Sharvaj Parapetya? No. Okay, so 19. It's a trolley bus carrying around about 90 passengers. We don't. People say that the driver of the bus had a hard time. He was having an altercation with a passenger on board. Whatever happens, to a reservoir near a van. The bus sank roughly 10 feet to the bottom, freezing murky water. It's a 23-year-old man who's training Shabazz Curry. And without giving him much thought, jumps into the water, ordered his brother to help him from the shore. He said it was scary at first, so as if one went off. I almost drowned several times. I could imagine the agony in his heart. I knew how they would die. The thing was, Eric wasn't a bystander. He was a 17-time world champion, record holder in fin swimming. He was one of the best underwater swimmers on Earth. Immediately dives into the water. Zero, because the reservoir is full of mud, sewage, debris as well. Obviously, the must have gone into this cell. It's basically impossible to see. So he swims down into the dive, holding a traveling coffin for all of these 92 people. He kicks the rear window in the water to get inside, dives down, dive after dive. Passenger drags him back to the surface, hands them to the rescuers and his brother in a row, and swims back down again. Reportedly made dozens of dives over around about 20 minutes. Pulled out about 37 people. 20 of them survived. During one dive, he accidentally grabbed. But he was so poor. It'd be one of these old school buses that would have had movable cushions. He grabbed this leather cushion and brought it up thinking it was maybe a small human. Because he believed someone may have died while he had it. Arpagnan was hospitalized along with the victims of the accident because he lacerated all of his legs, all of his body from going through the broken glass. Septic fever, double-sided pneumonia for his life for over a month. When he was finally discharged, Shabazz went back to practice, but swimming underwater echoed painfully in his young without having one final medal. So during the next jump, he wasn't in any way back to full capacity. His brother, Alan, ran out of the pool, ready to jump in case he got another world record without even realizing the rescue that he'd done with the bus destroyed his athletic career. Broke a glass, shredded his legs, liquid water, and caused severe pneumonia and sepsis he couldn't recover from. Plus that months critically ill and then recovering. Soviet authorities initially doubted him, so it remained relatively unknown for years. Today, the rescue is considered one of the greatest alien heroism ever recorded. Jesus. That's a thick Russian Arapanian. Yeah, yeah. Everybody else is trying to pull it up. Wow. Immensely. Wow. There's an award. Terrence, as our old friend. What's the name of the award? People who risk their lives for strangers. Would you? It's given to civilians who risk their lives to attain or attempt. Interesting about the demographics, the people who've been given that award. It's worth noting. The Carnegie Hero Fund, which awards come from all walks of life, age, choice, and background. Men have been the majority of recipients, but women have also been recognized. What? The Carnegie Hero Fund has awarded thousands of people since its inception in 1904. So fucking historically, the majority have been. What's the percentage of men that have won the Carnegie Award? Reports that historically, about 90% of recipients. All right, whatever happened in 2020 continues to carry over now. You know, like California thinks that the most important thing to do is utility for fucking people to make sure that the diversity of the sexuality of the people of the companies is running it. And you fucking 5.5 chaps. Anyway, that Karen Panion, I love that story. Well, the kind of kicker is the fact that you know that he made such a personal sacrifice, but then also was ravaged by the fact that he did. At one time, he made a mistake in pitch blackness when he couldn't see. What's the likelihood that the guy that's running on his side, he's got his pants on, he's got the number one fin swimmer, deep sea swimmer in the world. But tragic, yeah, tragic. If you're trying to go for Joey Chestnut, Joey Sloan, the obvious right there, specialist, slash modern mystery, and modern mystery, and check out. Yeah, it's interesting how often that is the case with 100% success rate, and then the individual spends so much time looping on. Yeah, that's the surviving guilt. It's incredible things like in the police or firework, for example. It's the same thing. They don't ruminate on the heroism. It's the one mistakes and then the people they couldn't say. I wonder what that's. I guess that adaptively it's trying to get you to focus on this is something pro-social that you could have done if you create sinful. Therefore, in future, you need to adapt your approach so that this doesn't happen again. Maybe first survivor guilt. Actually, Jared, just type in ChatGPT. Wow, it's the reason. What is the adaptive reason for survival? Give an explanation for survivor guilt. The only thing I can think of is this future behavior. So that, well, I mean, fucking Bluetooth came up as a 1,000-year-old Norse god or something like that. So, fuck knows if we're going to. What is the adaptive explanation? From evolutionary or adaptive perspective, survivor guilt can be understood as help humans maintain social bonds, cooperation, and group cohesion. Okay, there's not its ideas in ancestral environments, humans survive and reproduce largely through belonging to a group. One person benefit, while others suffered. There are often social consequences, so the inverse of that. Maintaining group cohesion is slightly dangerous to while close allies do not. Okay. That's cool. So, because if something bad happens and you were one of the few that survived, if you show difference, it reinforces to everybody else that you weren't selfish and an asshole, that you actually regret the fact that they died. The group, I didn't take it all for myself. I didn't just swim out the back of the bus myself. I really did try. Reciprocal altruism and fairness mechanisms, they've got strong intuitions. I did benefit relative to others even when we did nothing wrong. I might make this expectation. Surviving guilt may arise from the same psychological machinery machinery that makes people pretty uncomfortable receiving disproportionate reward. Yeah, okay, so it encourages parents of bereaved families, supporting intergroup members, artifactual learning. Humans are unusually prone to learn. Factual helps us learn from new risks, dangerous situations. Dude, don't fucking test it. Okay, don't test the hamburger on evolutionary theory. signal of commitment as well, brief function, you can't fake it. That's an interesting one. Why would it be the case that when we're overwhelmed with negative emotion, then the same thing your eyes do to make sure that your eyes are going to overdrive? Why do we cry? Like, what's the reason for crying? And one of the adaptive explanations for this, which is pretty fascinating, is mostly signal to do because the most important sense you have is your eyes. And if you much I'm suffering, you're in an unbelievably vulnerable position. You can't fight, you can't see, you can't defend yourself. Tears are coming out, you can't fall out. It's how much I'm in pain. I'm in so much pain that I'm essentially exploding my legs. So, how do you then factor in tears of joy? Why do we cry out of joy? I did ask this question, so it could be a cycle. But it could just be the same thing. It could be a very costly signal of this thing that's happening. I am here, collective effervescence, we are one. I experience this thing with you too. And one includes sort of emotions. Sadness, like heat, joy, joyful experiences, beautiful experiences, and sad, sort of dreadful experiences. They kind of have this same, like, part of the chord that they play is kind of similar, right? When I experience stuff that's like really intense, whether it's good or bad, I experience sort of across the top of my shoulders, my traps, like sort of everything feels like it's a little bit if I'm being delivered bad news by somebody, or if there's something good, it feels like I'm sort of being lifted a bit. So there seems to be similarities, resonance between those two. Um, there's two visuals of Jared, if you could pull them up. There's one on how emotion feels in the body. And if you see this one, yeah, and there's all type of emotions. Yeah, there's also the topography. Different types of tears look under a microscope, and they're slightly different. No way. Is this artist? Yeah, this artist produced it. Wow. So, so here is how emotions at least feel in the body, which kind of makes sense. Mapping emotions says that's how it feels. Okay, so I really I this is pretty nice. The like upper chest, arms and hands along, face along. If you start with neutral on the right, so you kind of see, okay, this is normal, and all the different ones. Surprise is definitely aligned the head. That's cool. Sadness is kind of in the middle of the chest. Happiness doesn't make me laugh. So disgust and anxiety both in the stomach. Disgust is a pathogen rejection. Fear, middle of the chest, I think that seems quite right. Interesting that happiness is basically just. Seems cool. The depression, it says here, it's just sort of a low energy state on your extremities as opposed to anxiety. A much more active version of depression. Contempt, like sitting exclusively in the head, is pretty cool. This makes sense. Shame the cheeks. That's people get embarrassed, and envy sort of little bit of head smiles. Do you disagree with any of those? I think it feels accurate. Trying to be neutral right now. Because Paris, this was done by I think an artist that made this. Go to that video, that Instagram video. Let's see what. Look it up.
Look at your tears look different underneath the microscope depending on the initial you're experiencing. This project was called The Topography of Tears by Rosalind Fisher. She's a photographer and they did you see that depending on what these participants are experiencing, and their tears are different. This is tears of laughter versus tears of shame, tears of grief versus tears of onion. Wow. Tears of whereas someone is experiencing more shame. I find that can give some really good demonstration that different depending on what we're experiencing. I really just love that. Did
Same. So I want to know what the. Sorry, just ask Jared. As ChatGPT from the topography study, what are the differences in the structure of tiers, or why are they there? Because I want to know what is it style tier? It's different. Is it more salt content? Is it like how much is it? I guess maybe you could I don't know, is cortisol in the blood that leaks into the tears, but surely tears are pellets like produced in advance and then released. There are three main categories. Constantly produced to lubricate the eyes. Reflex tears produced in response to irritant. Key biochemical difference, here we go, is that emotional tears contain certain proteins and hormones, including prolactin, adrenal, tropic hormone, stress-related hormone, leukophilin, and natural hair differences. The manganese, tear dries on the slide, these dissolved substances crystallize. There's a simple one-to-one mapping of pre-solid pre-solid. That's very considerably, even within the same emotional category. The amount of ratios of, for instance, hormones and other biochemicals, I didn't realize that we had that much. Stop cutting it, I mean, in front of you, or if you're in pain, or if you're feeling something, or if you're just lubricating your eye. Testosterone tears as well. What's a high T? If that's break back, that's what, yeah. Break back is. For the people that don't know, break back is about 2,000 deciliter of testosterone. That's actually in this bag, so testosterone. People with Drake's tears did fucking yeah, yeah, it's the emotions thing's been interesting. Trying to navigate this. I still think kind of trusted in what the conversation around men showing emotions is. Obviously, I've talked about it a lot. Like everyone's talked about it a lot. But one of the interesting wrinkles that I learned about was the receiving of the men's emotions. I mean, look at all the people that take over the lines, whatever it is. You need to open up. But a lot of the time, if a guy does that with the internet, it's not just women that are crying or feeling bad. I would guess, on average, are actually more and less accommodating of other men's perspective. Well, the men's mental health in a second. Okay, so which one is? Because if you're not prepared to hold your mind hard time, you don't also really get to say we need to talk about men's mental health. You need to put where your your emotions where your mouth is, so to speak. My natural thought, at least from my experiences, friends to be these pure mixed martial artists that have. I know if let's say for example I want to break down tennis, there's so many people I'd speak to, and then there's other friends where if I want to get that, I'll speak to them. So there's like having a little bit more of a decentralized friend base. I just think yeah, I think expecting the person who helps to pull it together to then also be the person who's primary that I agree, but if it's the person who is saying we need to have better resources for men's mental health, but they're also not being just kind of hypocrisy to me. And this is from Medica and Tom Dobbs thing. And it makes sense because what you basically have it takes a lot of work for guys to get over that sort of visceral hate of other men's stuff. And this is a price that's maybe not seen by women or even hidden by men. But if there's a guy who's able to sit electronically, for instance, Gilbert or Dr. K, these are people that are trained professionally to be able to do themselves. If they can sit, they've had to get over programming as a man is if I'm around another guy who doesn't seem to think he's an unreliable ally, how do I know that the next valley comes and tries to attack us, that he's actually going to be able to hold it together? I don't know he's going to break down in tears. It's the same reason this is spicy one, and he's got a pair of glasses on for this. William Costello told me that most homophobia in men is homophobia is femophobia. So actually, the disgust mechanism that gets turned on, or the aversion that some men have seeing gay men, isn't necessarily something femininity that's being presented by a man, and that's the same mechanism. The unreliable ally, if this guy doesn't seem to be going on to masculine sort of control, punk, aggression, its toes forward energy that I expect from him. It's when there is some sort of altercation or issue in future stuff. So yeah, femophobia, homophobia is like interesting. I mean, who's the most masculine gay man? Who's the most masculine gay man? Who breaks that the paradigms? Something. Who's the most masculine gay man? I don't know. I'm usually multiple drugs deep at the time. It's a fucking great question. What if the tech bro people? Would you look at Peter Thiel? I don't think I'd look at him and guess gay. He was in the closet for a long time until Google got, yeah, with the whole Hogan thing. It's the new listen on Audible. It's a very old, relatively old book. Right, conspiracy guy that's written a lot about stoicism, books and stuff. It's his best one by distance. So fucking good. You tell me, Brennan, oh, why it's fucking amazing. It's so fantastic. It's lights around Peter Thiel gets ousted by um, I think it's Gorka's subsidiary company. It's reporting on Silicon Valley, and I swear, it's gay as shit, people. And at this point, he still wasn't. The fact that he is, and he held on to this for maybe 5 or 6 years. And this guy called Mr. A. Mr. A was this operator who was just going to be able to legalize diving sort of guy, and they start to look for ways to get down this company, and then the Hulk Hogan sex tape. For the Hulk Hogan sex tape, it turns out that Terry Hogan's just got like infinity money. He's got the best lawyers. He's got drive this thing into the ground. He wants to the Hogan sex tape as a way to get back at the organizers that ousted him as gay nearly 10 years ago. And the revenge is a dish best served cold. Better epitomized by any of the story condemning it. Secret that you kept as a very public person who's only in the Facebook and supporting. So, yeah, it's widely discussed the evil nature of social media or the ills hark back this previous long gone era where I am from. They're not quite there yet. But the thing people forget about the golden era that they're on is that we always forget the shit. And even the journalist standards that used to exist, the amount of journalists speak with people, then report the stories. This was a regular thing in journalism in the UK. Even numerous football players, they have to be constantly wary of does this person mention a well-known British publication is paying story. That was a thing. That's why it was Was that is that legal? Was that legal? I don't know. But guess what's the difference between a kiss and tell? The pay and kiss and tell. I think yeah. Depends on the invoice. Yeah. Finance. Yeah. Well, it depends if it's so obsessed with Gymshark's negative cash flow conversion. First off, we people who want to know what a cash flow to people listening, I'll get through it fast. Essentially, a cash flow conversion cycle is when you get the money. So let's say, for example, Chris is running from manufacturer to make this beautiful drink. Then he will obviously sell it to potentially supermarkets, big stores around UK. How much credit can I get with manufacturers, and how much credit can I get with distributors? If you have to pay your manufacturers today, stock the blue one. The supermarket doesn't pay 3 months. That's what's let's say a kind of policy. So a negative cash flow conversion cycle is when you get the delayed from manufacturers and then you sell right away. So I was once at a bar in Manchester talking to my friend about negative cash flow conversion cycles, and we saw these like repelling ones. Girls like look over and like say hello, and I started laughing at the thought. We've done that. Was it amphitheater, Georgia amphitheater, and for all of these like cool metal transformers to us. What the fuck were we talking about? I swear it was something like this. Some debate that we were having, and these girls sat down from a distance. We had like chatty mates with us. Keegan was with us, right? Who's essentially like corporate. It's not you love the chats, chat. Yeah, he's the chat. Thinking, what are they going to be talking about? It's going to be so cool and sexy. And they came over and they were talking about how we all come from conversion reports. And CPA of our Facebook ads manager could be doing interesting on the back end. It's interesting. I'm not sure if Opus 5.5 likes to get just slowly over time got this look of it wasn't it was like watching somebody desecrate a beautiful temple. Was this amazing potential in Keegan, this beautiful man. But the way that he was handling himself, what he was talking about, friend's birthday or a bachelor party, I'll just start chuckling to myself. And often it would be somebody might have a girlfriend, like one of the guys really wary about him going to this birthday party or bachelor party. Meanwhile, it's a 1 hour debate at dinner talking about like that's what they don't see. Or like Jim Schramm's things. I think if a lot of guys' girlfriends or wives can see it's chaos and these girls that are coming over and the strip club. It's usually a Google Sheet or Excel formula. A guy that bought the cigars and opened up the string of moves by sneaking himself into the middle of the house. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I wonder if it might be the fact that the guys that you don't think are getting up to naughty shit while they're away probably need getting up. The guys that you think are getting up to it aren't. They're the ones that are talking about organization background. Yeah, very, very important. The UK and Ireland tour later this year, could we bring some of you up on stage to answer your question? If you've got a question or a story that you think would be worth me talking about, go to Chris. Questions. You give me questions, I'll be picking the best one. So, most people have no idea what it's supposed to but what you get by going to the link in the description below. But to function out slash what a wisdom. What a wisdom. Good question. I can't pronounce this word, but I'm going to give it a go. I think it's hypomeneta. So I got it from my friend Henry Constant. My era, the ancient Greek Roman era, very different to what it was today. So we have this kind of bombard that constant scrolling social media. I'm sure you have this where you see this amazing hippie tweet or reasonably incredible, and your life's gonna. And then 3 months later, you see the thing again, you completely forget about that, and it had no impact at all. So what the ancient Greeks or the Romans used to do would be they would have of all these insights that they collected. And each morning they would think up and face it. And they would go and meditate on the specific passage, on the specific paragraph. So that was actually, this is where my questions kicks in. Is, and so you used to have that little notepad of lessons that you often forget, or simply just wish that you took seriously. You would look at each day. What is on my list? So, what are the most known but not followed? Followed by other people. It could just be, or it could even be followed by yourself. As much. You always underpriced this lesson. You wish you took it more seriously. Something like no amount of worrying is going to make any difference. Some lesson along those lines, because worrying is very addictive. It's very addictive because it feels like making progress. Almost you want wonderful piece of advice on a call. He said the most dangerous calls in all of business are just calls together. Would just love to explain the business to you. Because they have all of the trappings of doing work, making progress, but never results being done. You need to join that sequence further down the line. Not sure what's being done. Like the first stage, second stage. This is why I think in order to enter volume 10 stages deep into the circle of hell, um, worrying kind of feels like the same thing, although in some conscious. You forget this is not moving my situation forward. No amount is going to change the outcome. No amount of worrying is going to actually make a difference to anything that happens. And ultimately, all of your worries were a waste of time. Well, on my book of stories of interviewing old people about their lives, and one of your best lessons you ever had. And she goes, I had this like thing I'm worrying about. So I told one of my friends thing and tell everything that I'm worried about. And she goes, do you remember 6 months ago when you came to me about this nightmare worry that you had? She names it back. She goes, no, I don't. And she goes, exactly. Just hung up. She goes, one of the best lessons of my life. So, I also saw this humorous statistic, which was they had people apparently generalized anxiety disorder. Then they tracked how many of them came true. And 6% didn't come true. But if you have true anxiety, you start wondering, well, what about that? About that remaining 8.4? That's real anxiety right there. I'm in the 8.4%. So it was another guy who was partly anxiety, a couple addicted to anxiety, and their anxiety removed a lot of the issues. And they ranked the next day saying, I'm anxious, where's my anxiety? Yesterday, and there's a bunch of stuff that's maybe exciting, or that is exciting that's happening. I should have hedged the fact that this thing is maybe exciting. A bunch of stuff going on that's exciting, and I was like, I'm I'm unsure. The Apple, the build up toward the build up. He said, if I was your coach, obviously, it's like if I was your coach, I would tell you you need to work on your pleasure, which is excited about something in advance often feels an awful lot like anxiety. They're very, very close. What would it be for you? What would be less be? Ooh. You know what would be David Ogilvy's line of you think you're advertising to you're actually advertising to a moving parade. Yep. So in the niche world of advertising, Ogilvy applies it in the sense that you can work with these huge brands. These huge brands. I've seen it everywhere. Nobody else has seen things the way this. What I love about that idea is it's not just necessarily ad campaigns. Significantly more than anybody else is observing us. So it's this standing army versus moving parade. And how does that relate to you? Oh, okay. So here, like a little one, right? So I put together books that I've read, and I'll post it out there. Books for people listening. Post it out there, and I will then think, oh, I don't necessarily want to post it again. People have already seen it. But then on the 17th post, and often it's the case that nobody is fucking seen it. It's always a moving parade. So that's one lesson. There's a legendary story about so magnate Henry Ford had laid out the company's latest print advertising to his office. One day, he loudly announced that he was tired of the ad. It's high time to create a new one. But Mr. Ford even started running yet. It's only natural for a client to get tired of an ad long before its intended audience does. So how can you determine when it's time to change your product? I'll see this when this is particularly when a Brit will do some new creative endeavor, do business, do anything, they almost feel what is very un-British Christopher. Were you friends with me when you line for a couple of years? Yeah. Been a thought my friend you were. You've actually been probably the most gassed of all of my friends. This line that if you support Rihanna's new single more than your friend's new business, you're my friend. It's so fucking true. Like, gas your friends up, dude. Buy this good. Like, obviously, don't encourage them to do something which is horrendous. But like, at the very least, you can support it. Support your friends. It's very romantic, though, right? It needs to begin. It's like having an open. So it's difficult. I mean more of the. I think less of that is that people see sometimes their friends weirdly as rivals because they have more similarities. I think my point still stands, which your friends to support you more. A great way to another Joe Hudsonism when it comes to communicating that a relationship differently after flow that you and your partner go through. They get to be the bully, you get to be the victim. They get to be the victim and you get to be the savior. There is a dance, flow, and a rhythm to the way you communicate. And if way, presumably a much more positive way, more regulated. It only takes times of you doing that. I'll really notice. After about 7 times when I literally said, that path just can't continue. It's like playing tennis with the other person. 7 times you doing that. Next view, that you and your partner go through. They get to be the money, or they get to be the victim, and you get to be the same time. And sometimes sort of tone or rhythm to the way that you communicate. That happens, you show up in a very different way, presumably much more positive, more listenerish, empathetic. It only takes 7 times of you doing that. You notice. After about 7 times on average, he said, that pattern just can't continue. It's like playing tennis with the other person. So if you want to change the situation, that would be on my list. What else would you have on your list? Your default choices are almost always wrong. Like if you don't step into your programming and just think a little, and this is why the rumination comes in, because you think, oh, thinking's good for me. Let's do an infinite amount of it. No. It's like you need to do just a little bit. You need to practice something before you end up wrong. Because that's always something keeps coming back to me. Your defaults fused chemical signals coming from your body, some past trauma, almost all of those are not things that you consciously chosen. Like the things that you want. You don't take some time designing your desires. You end up knowing the fact that everyone needs to live. And then around the questioning the first necessarily you. I always go back to that wonderful meditation exercise. What's the next thought going to do? Yeah, you sit there, try now. And you just ask yourself, why become the watcher? I find simply the biomusic player Iron Rodney. Oh, why isn't that? A lot of it is just an automatic response. What else do you like from meditation questions? Problem with talking about meditation is much more. Well, yeah, but it's very late for that. So you're going to address that up front. The second problem is if you ever go straight line, what happens is learning meditation is kind of like learning Japanese, and then you're going to tell everybody how well you do so in Japanese. So that's why you really have to try and so one is to try and turn awareness in on stuff. Have you ever tried that? Where you think of your awareness and then you try and become aware. And you go, ah, shit. That's quite scary. That's one of some like quick hit things where you try and catch your awareness. It's kind of strange because most of the time when you're doing any meditation or mindfulness, it's evolving, it's slow, but this is more like trying to is you, and trap is also you. Anyway, George Mac, ladies and gentlemen, you all, thank you very much for tuning in. Where should people go? Read them. Okay. All right. Goodbye, ladies. Two. Jeff. Next slide. Thank you very much for tuning in. If you enjoyed that episode, YouTube knows. This one, but press it. Why is the honesty such an important story? Well, it's a story that has affected a lot of people, I think, because of the universal themes and problems that literature does that, but in the Odyssey in particular, Chris Nolan talks about it as this sort of archetypal story that's somehow, there's there's a theme of returning to sacrificing on behalf of the community. One of the things I think is strongly about the Odyssey, I don't really know how much the movies are, but it's kind of a story about collapse of the patriarchy and how it gets restored, what it takes, which yeah, maybe is timely for her today. Who wrote it? So Homer is the short answer. He's Homer. Homer is the author, basically, of a billion poems that modern scholars will quibble about. Was it one guy? Was it two guys? Was it a whole crowd of men working, people working in this mission? And we can get into that a little bit, but essentially Homer is the author who is this semi last epic bard. He's an epic poet, and it's a really special type for the Greeks. The epic poet is song, and poetry and song are very aligned in the Greek line. There's a lot of reasons for that, but he's traditionally blind bard who lives making these. And the fascinating thing for me about the Iliad and the Odyssey, which kind of are in dialogue with each other, is Greeks discover writing in the 8th century BC. They sort of steal it from the Phoenicians and modify it a little bit. It's the first time they can really write down their language is 700s BC. And, out of the blue emerges two of the greatest works of literature ever. And it's all kind of, maybe not decline from that. It's always,
The first album was really difficult to follow up.
like, what if today we were still talking about the first nobody's ever gonna top, much Nosferatu, and it's probably still. Most would say that we've developed a little bit, and the movie culture has gotten somewhat better. But for the case of Homer, it's kind of amazing that these things kind of straight from Zeus almost, it fully forms with all of these incredibly rich layers. They're so resonant and they have this depth to them, all these like symbolic aspects. What happened? Is there any Here's the story. So, look at Homer and look at his language and look at the themes. Right? It's in Greek, but Greek is a European language. All of the Indo-European languages. Europeans, this steppe people from conquered all of these regions, and European languages include Latin and also Indian, or Sanskrit, basically. The Indic peoples also they have this Indo-European presence, at least they're saying northern India, and it's people that they used to be called the Aryans. Now, Twitter also. If you look at Homer's language, you find very striking recognizable patterns in the Vedic epics, Mahabharata, and there's a kind of common ancestor. So the argument goes, and I think it's really right. It goes back to thousands. Stories are uniquely Greek on some level, but developments that have been around for oral culture that kind of hits right relation of thousands of years of stories and the Greek heroes probably go back at least else to know about him. Was he blind? Was he who people think he is? Poets, we don't know a lot about their lives. Typically, people often, like later, the Greeks would look at clues to try to figure out who these guys were. And there's actually, one of the things people think Homer is considered an epic bard in the Odyssey, and that his name's Demonic. And he seems to be the same way as painters in the Renaissance would paint themselves into very much that sort of thing. You know, the idea of the universe, so forth, so forth. All right, tell me about the story. What happens? So, if I want to get into the narrative, there's a backstory. You might have heard the Trojan War. That happens before the poem begins. The poem's chronology. 10 years of war was Helen of Troy, or Helen of Sparta, was seduced by this playboy Trojan prince, spirited her way to Troy, stole her way and the Greeks assembled this massive army, essentially, and get some plunder along the way. They, after 10 years of something and destroying the city, and the man responsible for the victory, ultimately, in the Greek side, certainly Zeus himself, because he came up with the idea of the Trojan horse, and that was his idea. What year was this? So, you know, maybe it happened, maybe it didn't. Your naivete. We can't disprove it. Like, let's just say maybe something like that. And there's a lot of debates about this, but it would have been it's a combination of maybe somewhere along the reality, but then also build it out into a bigger imagination. Yeah, historical fiction rather than just like pure fiction. They believe that the Trojan War happened for the most part. But exactly like Homer told the story. But they and Homer's in the 8th century. Okay, so it's a sequel in kind. It's a story sequel to this epic myth that may have and the Odyssey is kind of a sequel to the Iliad, which is a longer, somewhat longer poem. This is the story of Troy itself. Achilles is the main hero there. The Achilles dies, before the city actually gets taken. He doesn't die in the Iliad, but his death is kind of hinted out. A little bit after the Iliad, all 10 years, I guess, after the Iliad. And makes the case that Odysseus was actually, there's kind of dialogue between the Iliad and the Odyssey of who is the best of the Greeks, also be a key answer, because in the first book, it was Achilles' sacrifice. It's Achilles because whenever Achilles is there, is absent from the battle. Who was it that was responsible for the victory? First, well, this is what the ancient critics. This is the kind of traditional narrative. Homer's one guy, and it's a young man, a figure of maybe 35, hanging around guys like just go in and out of faces and just incredibly that you see of Iliad. A little bit, honestly, but and he's one of those warrior class people who hate and then it goes it's the Odyssey. their story. There's a little more digressions. There's more time, and so he's kind of writing this in the twilight of his years. And I kind of like that because the Iliad is so stark and immediate, violent, symbolizes war. Not clearly, but then the honesty. It's kind of if it's a poem by an old man, it's also written for a younger audience. I think this had a lot to do with its appeal to eternity. It just incorporates all their
All right, lads. We're gonna wrap up stream here. We're gonna finish. It is over for today. We're gonna wrap up. Good stream once again. 4 hours on, and we finished, lads. I'll see you all. I'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully.